billion people. No, that's not how many Swifties there are in the world, but the amount of people that are in direct danger of a climate-related crisis by 2030. Climate change has become one of the most important issues in 2024, and governments around the world are pooling their resources to try and stop it. But when we look at the numbers, we see the exact opposite of progress. An article written by the World Bank, published on April 21st of 2024, notes that by 2030, nearly 13 million people will die of climate-related causes every single year, meaning that now is more important than ever to try and fix the climate that we've dug ourselves a hole in. And because of these negative trends, many people are faced with today's question. Is there any hope left in fixing the global climate crisis? And the answer is thankfully yes, because there is still hope left on fixing our current climate. Because now more people are pooling their resources into fixing it now more than ever. And this can be seen in three main ways. First, through the enhancement of global policy. Second, through shifts in economic trends. And finally, through greater social activism. Now, it's no secret that the government that governs us is a government that influences a lot of action that we take every single day. And in terms of the climate, they're one of the most important factors when it comes to deciding the future of us and the world. Most notably, the United States, one of the world leaders in fixing climate change, has made multiple pledges to try and stop it. Per their government website, which was updated on January 1st of this year, they want to have net zero carbon emissions by 2030, and overall net zero emissions by 2050. This is just one of many examples of countries pledging to end their current climate crisis. And the United States has responded to it in many ways. In fact, an article written by Berlitz, published on March 21st of 2024, notes that the United States has just passed a law allocating nearly $15 billion for renewable infrastructure. But let's be honest, the United States is not the only one being involved in fixing their climate. We also have to take a trip to the other side of the world, to China. An article written by Berlitz, published on March 23rd of 2024, notes that China has now allocated nearly $17 billion into their renewable infrastructure as well. China is actually the largest producer of carbon in the world right now, and it's great to see them actually allocating resources to fix their renewable energy infrastructure. In fact, by the end of 2025, China wants nearly 30% of their country to be run purely on renewable energy, meaning that countries around the world are now putting more resources into fixing the climate and overall trying to make our emissions net zero. But for the remaining countries that maybe don't want to make the switch right now, they're being more incentivized by the economy. The economy is trying to favor renewables more than ever, and the energy market is quickly shifting. In an article written by the International Monetary Fund on March 21st of 2024, which noted that in the past 15 years, solar energy, which is the most widely produced form of renewable energy, has had prices decrease by as much as 95%. Wind energy, the second most influential renewable energy, across the same metric, saw a price decrease of 75%, making it more cheaper than any non-renewable source we've been finding over the past 200 years. Meaning that now consumers across the world can safely make the switch to renewable energy and not incur any economic loss. And countries themselves are finding this very beneficial. In fact, at the COP28 conference, a yearly summit held to fix climate change had the most action ever in fixing our climate. In fact, an article written by Axios, published on April 15th of 2024, just a couple days after the conference, noted that many countries were gaining up on the OPEC bloc. The OPEC bloc, consisting of 4 Middle Eastern countries, produces the most oil in the world, and countries from around the world were pressuring this bloc into making sure that their oil production would decrease. As a result, Saudi Arabia, the largest OPEC country, promised to reduce their oil production by nearly 45% by 2028, showing that not only is the economy shifting towards renewables, but away from non-renewables, and a way where countries around the world can safely make the switch without incurring economic loss. But these changes would be nothing without the support of the people, which is the third factor as to why all hope is not lost in terms of the global climate. People around the world are already pushing for climate change, and an article written by Conservation International, the world leader in environmental activism, saw a 500% increase in their membership from 2015 to 2024, proving that now there are more people than ever pushing for climate change to be a key issue for top countries. And for countries in Europe, they see this pressure being dawned on them at an immense degree. In fact, an article written by the EU website themselves, published on May 15th of 2024, noted that increased pressure from international conservation on the government forced them into passing a law for deforestation, reducing the practice by an estimated 95%. Sweden has some of the largest forests in the world, and the fact that they passed this key deforestation bill now means that our climate can recover more quickly than it ever had before, all because of the social activism that has taken the country by storm. Today, we have to talk about the global climate and how it influences our day-to-day lives and governments around the world. And when we were faced with today's question, is all hope lost when fixing the global climate crisis? The answer is clearly no. There is still hope left, because now more people are piling their efforts into fixing global climate more than ever before. This can be seen in three main ways. First, through the enhancement of global policy. Second, through shifts in economic trends. And finally, through increases in social activism. So while there are a lot of Taylor Swift fans in today's world, it's pretty clear that there are as many people that are in danger of a climate crisis right now. And unless we take immediate action through these multiple forms of society, we will unfortunately be engulfed by the flames that is the war's name.